And today we have the SilverStone FARA R1 case with us. Wait, us? Who's us? It's only me here. Hey everyone, Mukul here. So I was recently sent the case to have a look at because I have eyes and I can thankfully see from them. Well, the case has a minimalistic look to it and is quite compact actually. I mean, you can definitely treat it as something which sits right in the middle of a Mini-ITX case and a mid-tower case, let's say for example the Cooler Master MB520. The height of the case is around 45 cm with a width of 21 cm and a depth of 39 cm. So I hope you know what centimeter is. You get many screws and few zip ties in the package. No manuals provided as it's there on their website. Well, I would have to say the overall matte finish is quite good and looks quite well finished for the price this case comes at. The front area is approximately 70% mesh if I did the math right, and it extends to the left of the case too. And the right plastic strip has a 2 USB 3.0 and 1 USB 2.0 port with a 3.5 mm input jack. This jack supports both audio out and mic in according to SilverStone. The power and the reset buttons felt of fine quality to me. The front of the case snaps open easily and a dust filter with a cloth kind of a material feel to it is visible, but sadly it is not removable and hence you can only blow the hell out of it with a blower and not your mouth please. Sadly, this variant doesn't come with any front fans of any sort on it. But you can definitely buy more and fit either two 140mm fans or three 120mm fans in the front. And if you want to put AIOs in this, then I think it can support up to 280mm in length. On the bottom of the case, the plastic feet snaps out easily, but I would advise you to be a bit more careful with them. They felt of quite an average quality to me and playing with them isn't a good idea. That is if in case you like playing with feet in general for some reason. There is a dust filter at the bottom which has quite wide holes for my liking. I meant for the dust of course. Now the back has 7 slots out of which only 2 are reusable, and this bracket is there to support everything else which comes out from the motherboard, thus keeping the screwing behind your case to the bare minimum. You can't vertically mount your GPU in here though. The case thankfully comes with a 120mm fan on the back, which is the only fan of this case's case. The left tempered glass side of the case uses 4 screws and thus you need to be careful before going all Rambo with the case, as there is no support the glass can get from the bottom of the case and it doesn't slide into anything for support. So it's better to try and lie down whenever you plan to remove or put the glass back on. There are ample amount of holes above the PSU shroud and there is a support of up to 2.5-inch SSDs to go under them. But yeah, definitely remove these trays if you're not going to use the SSDs from the get-go, as I've heard that all the cases in the world just love holes and as many of them. There are enough vents for the wires of the SSD too, which can again help you maintain a clean look. The motherboard base metal plate inside the case has all these labels and demarcations over it and an ample amount of holes for all sort of cable management pros out there. I suck at cable management, so nothing gives me the right to pretend to be an expert here with cable management. But for some odd reason, you can see SSD written more than once on this base metal sheet, which is pretty odd and kinda shows that this part of the case is definitely being used for other SilverStone cases too. This case can support up to 32 cm long graphic card and up to 16.5 cm long air cooler. Well, the top area of this case has this magnetic dust filter which snaps quite neatly in the depressed area. On the inside, it can support two 120mm or 140mm fans and radiators up to 240mm in size. Coming onto the right side of the case, the middle panel has 2 screws to keep it hinged and removing it was extremely smooth as there were no weird obstructions. The hard disk tray inside the hard disk bay comes out quite smoothly. And if you're feeling bored, you can also take out the whole hard disk bay, which is pretty impressive to have on a budget entry level case. And the purpose behind taking the bay off is that you can add one more 2.5-inch SSD on it. And yes, I have no idea what's with this case and its love for sticking these many SSDs over it. If you plan to take out the PSU shroud SSD bracket and plan to put it here, you can easily do so. So if this case actually came with 4 2.5-inch SSDs holding brackets, then you could have named your build as something like the Pentagonous SSD LAN build. And just looking at the number of holes and vents the case has, one might just get trypophobia, which is a word which I will immediately forget right after the video publishes. Yeah, Google has definitely ruined all of us. Well, I actually didn't have extra components or a project which could have helped me build a system in this case, but thanks to my friend from Hardware Mana who did have some extra components lying around because he builds a lot of systems, well, he was able to run a few of the thermal tests in this case, which I can share with you here. And here's how the case performed in terms of thermals with three 120mm fans in front at 1450p RPM and the one stock fan in the rear. Because the whole case is practically mesh, airflow should be the least of your concerns with it, given what kind of quality fans you put in this case. These Frostic fans are pretty good, but they are an Indian brand and only available in India right now, so they help the case perform good in this specific test. So basically this is a pretty good case, but with just few drawbacks on it. I mean, it would have been better if they could have managed to put at least a couple of non-lit fans in the front. There are few options which cost slightly higher and they already come pre-equipped with 3 of the RGB fans in the front, and the FARA R1 has some serious competition in this price segment. Now the Pro variant of the same case, which comes with 3 ARGB fans in the front, is about 1500 rupees more. So SilverStone could have just kept that as a base model and be done with this series. But maybe they know there is a class of buyer who will always prefer adding fans as per their choice later in their build. So eliminating a forcible choice here and giving the options of either going with the fans they have to offer on the Pro variant or going with the case which has no fans at all is quite flexible actually. Especially if I have to see this as a consumer who does understand that yes, I need better fans in my case anyway, which I might invest in later. But I'm pretty darn sure that this customer base is going to be extremely small and other slightly expensive options might entice a lot of people more than this fanless SilverStone option. I mean, almost fanless. But if you're someone who loves customizations as per your choice, then this might truly attract someone like you. Or if you already have some really good pair of fans already lying around, I mean, I have no idea how can that happen, but let's just assume that for a moment, then yeah, you can also put those in there and be happy with it, I guess. Hope this video was insightful to you in some way. Do leave a like and sub with the bell if this video helped you in any way, as that helps me in all possible ways. Stay safe humans, that's all for today. MewBot out.